Justin Bieber surprises the world with "Swag" and dominates charts once again. In a move that left fans and the entire music industry stunned, Justin Bieber has made a powerful comeback by releasing his first album in 4 years, titled "Swag." Even more impressive is the fact that this release came completely unannounced, with no prior singles or major promotional campaigns leading up to it. Yet, "Swag" stormed onto the scene with unstoppable force, topping Spotify and Apple Music's daily charts within its opening week. The surprise factor alone has fueled immense conversation and excitement online. Bieber, who has built a career on both pop anthems and deeply personal tracks, seems to have tapped into his dedicated global fanbase once again. Fans wasted no time streaming the album nonstop, making it a formidable contender for Billboard's #1 position on the 200 albums chart, a spot currently held by Morgan Wallen, who has maintained the top position for over 2 months. According to The Hollywood Reporter, industry experts estimate that "Swag" will debut with an impressive 150,000 to 160,000 album equivalent units in its first week. This figure is particularly notable as it doesn't include any physical sales, a strategy that diverges from the traditional album release model but highlights the strength of Bieber's streaming power. Should these numbers hold, Bieber is poised to keep his unbroken record of all 6 previous studio albums debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200. The last time Bieber released an album was in 2021 with Justice. That project debuted at #1 with 154,000 album equivalent units, including 30,000 from physical sales. With "Swag", Bieber seems to have taken a bold approach, relying entirely on the element of surprise and the loyalty of his fans rather than pre-release hype or radio singles. Part of the excitement surrounding "Swag" came from the mysterious promotional billboards that appeared around the world days before the album dropped on Thursday, July 10th. The billboards, simply bearing the word "Swag" and Bieber's iconic logo, sparked wild speculation on social media about what the pop superstar was planning. When the album finally arrived on streaming platforms, fans and critics alike were eager to see what the singer had been working on during his 4-year break from studio albums. Early reactions to "Swag" suggest that Bieber has found a new musical balance, blending smooth R&B influences, pop melodies, and more introspective lyrics. Fans have praised the album for feeling both fresh and authentic, reflecting the artist's growth since Justice. Standout tracks, according to online discussions, include emotionally charged ballads and upbeat tracks that harken back to Bieber's earlier eras while still feeling contemporary. What makes this release even more fascinating is the timing and the method. In an era where artists often build up months of anticipation through singles, TikTok teasers, and elaborate rollouts, Bieber's choice to drop "Swag" unexpectedly feels almost rebellious, and yet perfectly in line with the current trend of surprise releases that sometimes generate even more buzz than planned campaigns. Music insiders note that Bieber's strategy could inspire other major artists to try similar unannounced drops, relying less on traditional marketing and more on the strength of streaming platforms and direct fan engagement. This method aligns with how today's listeners consume music, favoring immediacy and authenticity over long promotional build-ups. If "Swag" does manage to dethrone Morgan Wallen on the Billboard 200, it will not only reinforce Bieber's position as one of pop music's biggest names but also signal a shift in how blockbuster albums can reach massive audiences in the streaming age. As of now, all eyes are on the final numbers expected by the end of the week. Fans continue to show their support on social media, sharing favorite lyrics, reactions, and streaming the album on repeat to help Bieber clinch yet another #1 spot. With "Swag", Justin Bieber proves once more that after more than a decade in the industry, his star power remains undiminished, and that sometimes doing things differently is exactly what keeps an artist at the top of their game. Whether "Swag" is just the start of a new era or a standalone project, it has already made its mark as one of the most talked about surprise releases of the year.